Hello people. So last year for the weekly Halloween videos I did a review on a book by Anita Grace Howard, or A.G. Howard for short, titled Shades of Rust and Ruin, and it ended up being my most viewed video with 1.6k views as of writing that script. I mainly made the video reviewing the book because not a whole lot of people on YouTube talked about it. There was a few videos, but not a whole lot. But little did I know when I made that video, I found out it was a part of a duology, and the sequel, Seasons of Flesh and Flame, came out that same October. And I am making this video not only to follow up my Shades of Rust and Ruin video to appreciate the views I had gotten from it, but also there has been a total of one YouTube video where someone gives a short plot summary to help promote the release of the book. So I want to change that, and hopefully I get people wanting to check out the book. Now before I get into the review, I am going to issue a spoiler warning for both Shades of Rust and Ruin and Seasons of Flesh and Flame. You may also want to read Shades of Rust and Ruin first, because if you go into this book without reading Shades of Rust and Ruin, you will be incredibly lost. Before I get into the plot of Seasons of Flesh and Flame, I want to do a recap of Shades of Rust and Ruin. So, Phoenix, or just called Nyx, knows her family is under a Halloween curse when her parents died on October 31st when she was only 3 years old. 11 years later, her twin sister Lark suffered a similar fate when she was 14. Ever since, Nyx has battled survivor's guilt and blames herself for Lark's death. Nyx was also an artist and had given up her hopes and dreams to go to art school, as well as drawing as a whole, including writing her stories about a fictional realm known as Mystiqueal. Instead, she wants to go into engineering, which was Lark's dream because in Nyx's mind it keeps her sister alive. However, her depression has literally gotten to the point where she no longer sees color in her world. We follow the story through her eyes, and you can really feel and see how much losing her sister has troubled her, and why it seems she cannot let her go and heal. This book truly is a journey for Nyx to overcome her guilt and forgive herself. Clary is our second main character. We do not read his perspective, but he has to overcome his own fears and struggles. He was Lark's boyfriend while she was alive, and Nyx has also loved him as well. Another reason why she feels so guilty and ashamed of herself. But towards the end of the book, they were in Mystiqueal, which turned out to be a real place that Nyx had created, and stepped into it to face the Goblin King and break her family's curse. Now in the second book, Nyx has switched places with her twin, Lark. Nyx is stuck in Mystiqueal and must fulfill her duties as the architect, heal the damage done by Lark, and return Mystiqueal to glory. Nyx is the true architect of Mystiqueal. Lark was never supposed to be the architect for Mystiqueal. We read for Lark's perspective as well. Lark has returned back to the land of humans, but she is not the same girl she was when she first left it either. The first book we followed Nyx and her grief over Lark's death this time we follow Nyx and Lark as they learn to forgive each other and themselves. In Shades of Rust and Ruin, Nyx felt that she was the weaker twin, no good, and she even gave up her own dreams of artwork to pursue her sister's dream of robotics to keep Lark alive, as mentioned earlier. Nyx was always jealous of her sister's talents, and was even in love with Lark's boyfriend, Clary. Oh, how the tables have turned. We learn very quickly how bad Lark was for Mystiqueal because she was into robotics, which is metal and iron. Her dreams of robotics basically poisoned Mystiqueal and corrupted the inhabitants. She loved them. But that love was not enough in this book. We learn that Lark, much like Nyx, feels the lesser of the two. She feels like a failure because she couldn't do her job as the architect, angry again that it was supposed to be Nyx all along. Her anger that Nyx stole from her life twice. She is angry at Nyx for so much, angry at the family who she feels never grieved her, angry with that when she is finally home, everyone is preoccupied with rescuing Nyx, and now she cannot even have her life back. Lark has to pretend to be Nyx because in the human world, Lark is dead, and so she must begrudgingly step into Nyx's life. So even though she has returned home, she can never truly belong there, much like she never belonged to Mystiqueal either. The first one was a story focusing on grief. This is a story of forgiveness. Nyx and Lark must learn to forgive each other, and perhaps most importantly, to forgive themselves. They must realize how strong they are for their strengths and how amazing they are. Most importantly, this is the bond between two sisters. This book takes place from November to December in the same year. Nyx and Lark got switched up in Mystiqueal, and when they returned, they would even fight Krampus. So I guess this can be read during both Halloween and Christmas, like how you would watch Nightmare Before Christmas around the same times. The characters are also cool. Nyx, Lark, Uncle Thatch, the Goblin King, very much like Jareth from Jareth, you know, David Bowie's character in Labyrinth. And I also love the Krampus fight. Though if I had one negative thing I have to say is that I didn't really like Clary, who took more of a back seat, because I feel like his character development and the chemistry between him and Nyx. But overall, I love this book, and I highly recommend you read both Shades of Rust and Ruin and Seasons of Flesh and Flame by A.G. Howard. I would also like to thank you for over 1K views on my Shades of Rust and Ruin video I made last year. Also, let me know in the comments if I piqued your interest in these books, or if you guys have already read them, and let me know what you thought of them. For my next video, I will be doing a ranking of all 30 classic Universal Monster movies, which may or may not be longer than my video where I talk about scary things and non-horror / family-friendly media. So be sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell to be notified for new videos, and also be sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok. But always, my name is Mac, and stay spooky. Ooh!
I see it, and now it's all within my reach.